We're talking Stanford football with Donald King from Last Word on College Football as we get set for the Cardinal to take the field the first week of August for fall camp. And, of course, before that, Pac-12 Media Days, where we will hear those fine Stanford student-athletes speaking about their football team and the expectations that are mighty big for 2017. All right, Don, we are breaking down the linebackers. We just got done talking defensive line. You had to stress and strain a little bit trying to find some answers there along the defensive front, but not so at the linebacker position. I see the smile starting to creep up.
Indeed. Yeah, the stable is full at linebacker. Stanford's going to return an incredibly talented group, lots of experience, a little bit of nastiness, which is always a good thing in a defense, a little bit of intellectual brutality coming off the second level of the defense. But it's just a really strong, solid, experienced group who also have a lot of experience playing together. You'll have Joey Alfieri and Peter Kalambayi both on the outside, both really dynamic. Kalambayi is great behind the line of scrimmage. He gets good penetration, sack master, tackles for loss, that kind of thing. Alfieri is a tackling machine, and he's probably, I don't know if Vegas has such a thing, but he's got to be the odds-on favorite to lead the team in tackles this year. He just swallows them up. On the inside, Bobby Okereke had a great spring camp. Expect him to start at one ILB, and expect Kevin Palma to come back and start again at the other one. This group is strong. It's loaded. It's also deep. There are three other guys who played a lot last year, and Sean Barton, Casey Toohill, and Mustafa Branch. They come back, they can rotate. They can play pretty much any of these positions as needed. A lot of these guys are versatile, can go inside or outside as need be. Okereke started on the outside, was moved inside to leverage his sideline-to-sideline speed and his understanding of the defensive concepts that the team wants to run. This group is going to be special this year and honestly is going to help a lot in terms of making up for any particular weakness along the defensive front.
So not exactly being an expert on Stanford's defensive scheme, I'm guessing you've got four linebackers on the field.
That's correct. Yeah.
All right.
It's a base 3-4. As North Carolina saw, it tends to get kind of variable and multiple at times. It'll confuse you a little bit unless you're an incredibly experienced quarterback. They like to move folks around. They like to switch up the coverages, and they do a good job of being where they're supposed to be, even when the offense isn't, expecting them to be in those certain places.
Well, Don, the outside linebacker position being so closely connected, especially as projecting to the NFL game, to the defensive end position, is there any possibility being thin along the front, being so stacked at linebacker that any of those guys drop down as DNs?
Yeah, I would not be at all shocked to see Kalambayi on the field in third down in obvious passing situations, basically as a stand-up defensive end and rotating in behind him one of those other linebackers to fill his spot behind. Don't be surprised to see that happen. He's that dynamic a player. He's got that kind of a burst. Good with his hands, great feet, turns the corner in a real big hurry. He's going to look more like Solly Thomas than anybody else on this team is going to look like Solly Thomas.
All right, this 8-year Stanford run has been decorated with great players at linebacker. It's been one of the star-studded positions as Stanford has grabbed the spotlight in the Pac-12 over the past near decade, and it looks to be well fortified for 2017. Donald King from Last Word on College Football breaking down Stanford at linebacker. We appreciate it, sir.
Thank you much, Mark.